Hi everyone. Have you ever wondered if that muscular guy you're seeing in a movie or on some magazine, or even if your favorite fitness influencer is Natty or not? Can you just look at someone and immediately say if they are taking PEDs? Well, today I'm going to tell you how to do that. How to spot a fake Natty. Many people, as soon as they see someone with a low percentage of body fat, a lot of muscle and vascularity, they will immediately think that this guy must be on steroids, Sarms, or some other mysterious compound. Well, unless someone looks like the Hulk, simply having a lot of muscle is not necessarily a sign of abusing performance-enhancing drugs. In fact, if you have great genetics, you train hard in the gym, and your nutrition is really on point, you can actually have a lot of muscle and still be a natural athlete. Just think of the athletes competing in drug-tested events. They have great physique, and they are natural. Therefore, the same can happen in bodybuilding. So, a great muscle development is not a great indicator of steroids abuse alone. I don't know if you're aware of that, but there are actually more people using performance-enhancing drugs than you might think, but many of them are actually lying about it. In fact, a study that showed that over 1 million of Americans have used steroids, and I think that this number is still quite far from the reality. Another study from 1989 indicated that for competitive bodybuilders, 54% of men and 10% of women use steroids on a regular basis. And we're talking about 1989, when there was no possibility to buy online Sarms or steroids. So imagine how much more popular and easily available are now those compounds, and how many more people are probably using them. Someone says that a great indicator of steroid and Sarms use is checking someone's fat-free mass index. This index is similar to the BMI, the body mass index, but it doesn't count for fat. If you're above 25, it probably means you're not natural, and if you're below 25, well, you might be natural. It's not real, because someone with good genetics can easily be over 25 and still be natural. In fact, a lot famous bodybuilders before starting using performance-enhancing drugs definitely would have resulted above 25, but they were at the time natural. So this is not the correct method to assess if someone is taking steroids. A possible clue that someone is using steroids or Sarms is the presence of gynecomastia, which is a breast tissue development in men. In fact, research has shown that 37% of steroid users have gynecomastia. When you take testosterone, oftentimes it converts to estrogen, and this can cause formation of breast tissue under the nipple. But you have to know that also people who have never taken any kind of steroids or Sarms can suffer from this. So, gyno alone can be a sign of using steroids or Sarms, but is not a 100% proof. It has to be present alongside with other evidences. In fact, there are also people who abuse steroids and never develops gyno. Another sign is excessively fast muscle gains. In fact, those incredible transformations over 30 days or maybe a little more are too good to be done natural. So, if somebody's growing at an alarming rate, that doesn't make sense. When you see a before and after transformation that took place in 30 days or 3 months, where someone has put on a huge amount of muscle, it probably wasn't done naturally. The human body can't just grow at an exponential rate. Someone who's taking steroids can expect, if they are good responders to that compound, to put up 20 to 25 pounds of muscle over 1 or probably 2 cycles of steroids, which is a lot of muscle. An average person who has never trained and starts to go to the gym can expect to put on around maybe 10 pounds of muscle, but they should really train properly and have almost a perfect diet. Another sign to spot a fake natty would be seeing an advanced lifter, someone who has trained for 5 years or more, suddenly improving and putting on a lot of muscle. In fact, the more years you train, with progressive overload, the less muscle you're going to grow, until you reach your genetic limit, where you can't build any more muscle unless you start taking testosterone, steroids, or Sarms. So, when you see someone who has trained for a long time, and he begin to progress on his lifts and getting bigger, then it's probably because he is started taking PEDs. But don't confuse the use of steroids or Sarms when you see someone with big traps. It's a bodybuilding myth that steroids use will make traps bigger. The muscle will grow depending on where you have the most concentration of androgenic receptors. If they are in your quads, then you will build huge quads. There is no specific body part that allows you to spot a fake natty. Also, it's important to point out that the amount of gains that you make are dose dependent. If you have low doses, you will grow, but the rate will be lower than someone who's blasting a lot of stuff. Another great sign to spot if someone is using PEDs is if they keep getting better as they age. Take for example The Rock. He is 50 years old, and he is more leaner and more muscular than when he was in his 20s and 30s. A male physique will peak around 26 to 33 years old. Then it will start to slowly decline. That's the process of aging. But when someone has a better physique when is 50 years old, then chances are really high that this person is using PEDs. Only enhanced persons can defeat the passing of time. Let's move to another common sign. Acne. You've probably heard of before. Acne usually pops up on the shoulders, chest, or back, or a combination of all three. If somebody doesn't ever have acne, and all of a sudden they have like a lot of it, it's a very good sign that they're probably on PEDs at that time, especially if that's combined with they suddenly got bigger and stronger. If you combine acne, and a sudden improvements in lifts, then you can be 99.9% confident that that person is taking steroids or Sarms. Someone uses sign. Roid rage. It's one of the more common sign. So, roid rage, or in general aggressive behavior. People joke about this all the time, but significantly boosting your testosterone levels with steroids can lead to more aggressive behavior in some people. To be honest, roid rage is not a good sign of steroid use. In fact, those behavior may be explained also by an overconsumption of pre-workout or caffeine. Maybe they had a bad day, they argued with their family, their girlfriend, you don't know. Someone can experience that side effect while on steroids, especially if they are on high doses. But for most people, roid rage is not a thing. I would add another sign. Erectile dysfunction, or a decrease in size of the package downstairs, which could be a good sign that your partner might be on steroids, if they don't have any other medical condition that could possibly explain it. Another sign, if you see a little hole bruising or something in the upper right quadrant of the glute or the delt, and it's puffy and it's swollen over there. That's probably a really good sign on steroids use, because those are the spots used to inject those compounds. In the end, in order to spot a fake natty, the more of the signs that you can find, the more you can be confident that this person is on performance-enhancing drugs. You're always making an hypothesis, unless this person is 100% honest and tells you what he is using. Hope you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share it with your friends. See you on the next one.